Welcome back to Celebrity Radio. It's Alex Belfield talking to two of my favourite people, two of the biggest stars and the stars of Benidorm Live. Janine, Jake, how are you?
Very good,
well,
thank
yeah.
you. Thanks for having us.
Where do I start? I mean, Janine, you make it look so easy. Everybody loves you. You are one of the warmest actresses, I think, in British history. Congratulations.
Lovely. Thank you. I don't know. I just try and do the character. I think the character I play, Jacqueline, happens to be a very friendly person who sort of loves people, and although she's a swinger, she just thinks everybody's going to have a great time. So I hope it's not too sort of intrusive to people. But she gets it wrong sometimes.
Is there ever a line you say to Darren, no, we're going too far?
I have had moments when I've looked at the script and thought, oh my God. I remember I had to do... in Benidorm,
I know exactly what you're going to say.
In Benidorm, there's a real live person called Sticky Vicky who does a live show.
Is she still going?
She's stopped now. She's
her
stopped.
daughter does it apparently, so it's a lovely family tradition. And she was actually in the show for one scene, so we went to see her show and everything. So once I got the new scripts and there was Tacky Jackie doing, and I was like, no, but it was quite funny, and so I ended up sort of getting on with it.
Quite brilliant at it.
Janine's so brilliant at exactly that because of that sort of innocence with it. Because I think it's, even when, Kenny was alive, Donald, I think the important thing about both those characters always was that it only works if there's just this absolute joy and innocence with it, otherwise it goes somewhere else. And I think the more you have something like that, if you play the way you do, it takes all of that worries you.
In the stage show, there's various innuendos. I just try and look as if I have no idea why I'm saying it, and it's just quite normal, really. I don't get the sexual innuendos, so I'm completely innocent of it.
And if there are any more innuendos, they're going to whip it out for you.
Yes, usually that's exactly.
And then we look at you, Jake, and there you are on stage. You've got the hardest job in the show because you've got to be delicious. It's hard work, that, isn't it?
I'm never thinking of myself as delicious. It is hard. It was hard work at one point where you sort of expected to always have your top of course, because you know what. To some degree what's expected of you. Also, it's a little bit...
You go to the gym a bit more when you're doing the show.
Yeah, there was one series, I think it was series 4, when I had episode of that there was an water aerobic scene at the pool. Then there was an episode where I was getting waxed, and then I had to run through all the streets of Benidorm naked. Then Mateo dresses up with Leslie in high heels and all that. So I was basically, and then I had all these coming out the pool in speedo. So I was going to the gym 3-4 times a week, eating very little. Until spray tan, all of that. And I waited, and I remember the day I finished the last shot of where I had to do that, I literally went and I asked for I think I sent the driver out to get 3 Big Mac meals or something like that, and I sat there and I made myself eat all 3 meals, and then I followed it, I remember the dessert there was after that, profiteroles, and I think I put 15 profiteroles on my plate, and I ate all of it just because I could all of a sudden. Of course, I was sick afterwards.
What's amazing about you in this show is you get this dance number, which really is one of the most amazing bits of the show, where you prove not only are you a great actor and you've got this ridiculous accent which is perfect, but you're also incredibly talented at dancing. It's a beautiful moment, and it's totally out the blue.
I think it's funny. When I read the script, I went, oh God, no, I can't do this, because of course I used to be a dancer when I was young, but I haven't really danced in. Last time I danced was properly danced was 1998. So what's that? 20 years. I haven't done a dance class in about 26 years. So when I read it, I thought, oh yeah, it's just going to be a few little moves, and then we get into the rehearsal room and I realised it wasn't just a few moves, big old dance numbers. Then on top of that, there's a flamenco number that I do, and of course flamenco is a completely different craft, a different way of dancing. It's not just learning steps. I had to learn to do the noises, the feet, all of that. And there were moments, wasn't it, in rehearsal where I just wanted to give up. I just thought, I can't do this. But then of course you do it, and it all comes back at you. And I think it works. I didn't know how it was going to work in the show, or I think there was loads of elements we didn't know how it was going to work, but I think it works perfect. I think it really fits in to the whole sort of spectacle of what Benidorm is, and it's part of what's been drawn from all the series and different episodes, with people singing certain songs, with me doing a bit of dancing, all of that. And of course, we all get to dance a bit. Janine gets to dance at the end, which you really enjoy.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, and even sing, which I didn't think I was going to.
Oh, you forgot about that?
Yes.
That was thrown in last moment,
Very
last minute.
moment, got added.
It's quite glorious, though.
It is.
Oh, thank you.
It is.
When we look at your career, I mean, you've had some tremendous parts and iconic parts, and then this has been 10 years of your life, which again has brought you to a whole new generation. When you walk the streets, whether it be through Birmingham or Liverpool, where you're on this week, anywhere in this country you're known, it must be lovely because there's nothing but warmth. You've never had controversy, there's never any negativity. It's a beautiful place to be, isn't it?
Well, it's lovely. There is this huge new audience for Benidorm, but quite often people sort of talk about Abigail's Party or One Foot in the Grave, which are all sort of, Abigail's Party is 40 years ago, so it's lovely that they have sort of watched you for a long time. But
I was a huge fan of Janine when I first met Janine in the first day rehearsals, because of course Janine and I have been in it from the beginning, and I remember when we first arrived in Benidorm, I came a day later, I think, because I was doing another comedy. And I remember walking, and I remember walking into the room, and there's Janine, Siobhan Finneran, and all that. And funny enough, because I was brought up in Switzerland when I first came to England, the two TV films that I'd watched loads of times. One of them was Rita Sue and Bob 2, and the other one was Abigail's Party, because my flatmate was obsessed with them. So I knew them inside out. I couldn't even quote lines. So when I walked in, I was really starstruck. And I used to try and get Janine to say one of her famous lines from Abigail's Party all the time. But I was always a huge fan. She's one of my... No, but I am. She's one of my favourite actresses ever, and she's also one of my favourite people.
Oh.
And you get this from the audience. I was there for opening night in Newcastle, and that warmth when you walk out, we're so pleased to see you, and again, you can't buy that.
No, it's been so... it's the only time in theatre where you come out and sort of each person gets a sort of reception which is so lovely, and you think, the first preview, apparently I just sort of looked at the audience, well, it was so surprising, instead of sort of getting on as the character.
It's shockingly loud when they cheer, isn't it?
Yeah, it was really surprising when we all came out. We come on quite late, don't we? We're the two last.
So we'd heard the other people, and then you think, maybe they won't play me.
And then you think, I wonder if they're going to do that for us or not. But it's then when you open, like when I come out, I won't give it away. But when I come out, I just want you sort of get thrown by it, really. But it's really exciting because it just makes you go, we're going to have fun doing this.
And the elephant in the room, very finally, the accent that everybody loves. They're always surprised that you don't really sound like Mateo. How do you do it? How long did it take to become that perfect?
Quite quick.
He speaks 6 languages.
I'm quite good with foreign languages anyway. I speak 6 languages, and foreign accents I'm quite good at. So I knew what to pick and what not to pick. The first series of Benidorm, when we were in rehearsals, can't remember his name. One of the Spanish crew lived in Altea. He had 2 little funny teeth like that. You'll remember him if you can see him. I asked him to. I recorded him talking about his life a little bit with his accent. So I picked a few little things from him.
We have the Spanish crew, don't we?
Yeah, and what you do is, what I did is, I said, all right, tell me about your life in English rather than make him read anything. So then you pick out just a few little nuanced things that they do. But when I slip into my Birkenstocks, the accent just comes back.
It's so perfect and so charming. You're both legends. Thank you for the laughs. This show is wonderful. Benidorm Live is coming to Birmingham on tour through 2019. Janine, Jake, thank you for your time.
Thank you.